We're back with your favorite show, The League of the Genuine Conversation, the only show on the planet that discusses the important but often ignored subject of counterfeits. Like we always tell you, counterfeits or fakes are spread everywhere, in every sector, in every aspect of our life. That's why we can jump from one guest to the other, because everybody has something to say about counterfeits. For a change, this week we are in a recording studio. My guest will tell me whether it's a recording studio or a performing studio. I threatened to perform here, but I'll get to know. I think we have a guest who doesn't need a lot of introduction, especially to the young audience, a big artist, a big stage name in music. She goes by the name Azawi. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me. It's my first time, and I'm excited. I
usually pass near Lugogo bypass. So a few weeks ago, there was a big, imposing billboard there, and it was saying Azawi. You've just fresh from a concert.
Yeah.
Maybe you give us some money. It must have been, the whole place was full, traffic.
Yeah.
Business is good.
Yeah, things are good. I'm just thankful to God and to my team. Yeah. Of course, we sold out a big concert. And
you sold out?
Yeah.
So for us who could not afford, you really don't care about us, because the show was for the top guys. When are you going to perform for us down, you know?
I believe everybody that came to my show was my fan, and they could afford to come and see me perform. Those who never made it, it's also understandable. Yeah, I can see the economy is a bit tough, but yeah, you never know what I have for you guys next time.
The good thing is that you're a young person, 26 or 27 years.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of shows inside you that you'll be...
A lot.
Okay, we are super excited to have you here. This show, as I have said, is about counterfeits or fakes. And because you come from that important segment of the youth, and you are an influential person, you have a big following, it is important that we have people like you on the show. So one of the issues we have found here is that this subject of counterfeits is not very interesting, you know. It's quite boring. I'd rather go for Azawi's show and dance and have a drink than listen to this. Do the youth, you think, understand these counterfeits? Do you understand what a counterfeit is?
According to my understanding, counterfeit is something that looks like the original, but then it is not an honest, or like it is not like the real thing. It is more like a replica of the original.
An imitation.
Yeah, and it is one of the stuff that actually throws me off my game, like, because if you have something that is really fake, then we're gonna always have issues. And I've been having a lot of problem with people that get me phones, you know. That is why I actually chose to purchase my phone from the distributor themselves to here. So my phone, I order for it. I actually even get a warrant for it. So if my iPhone ever wakes up one morning and it's no longer working, I just ship it back and they get me my own phone.
But that is because it's Azawi.
Yeah, that is because it's Azawi.
But now you can imagine the rest of your audience are like, okay, so what do we do? Right now, the League of the Genuine is doing a campaign with the Uganda Communications Commission. They call it Simclear. And that campaign is intended to sensitize the public about illegitimate or the fake phones, and the idea is that people should know how to check the IMEI number. They should be able to know the status, and then eventually they will have to block service to these phones. What's your take on this campaign? You think it's a good thing?
Yeah, it's a very good thing, because everyone wants something that is durable, something that is real, something that is authentic. And actually, it is even cost effective. When you buy something that is original, it is durable. That means you save money that would have been used to buy, the same product a couple of times would be saved to do other things. Me as a Azawi, as a person, that I would do if I was like ahead of a product, I would make sure that I sensitize my people or the specific outlets where they should get my products.
So you're saying the brands, the mobile telephone brands must tell us where
they should be like specific, and if they could be like maybe a person within the system that is actually affecting the quality of the product. Let's say maybe the salesman is working with different people to make sure that people cannot differentiate between the original and the real. That could also be like the company itself should have like a control system within their staff that checks
checks and controls
to check such people to sieve them out, because at the end of the day, if you don't like take this thing like really important, it's going to affect the credibility of your product, and for that reason you're going to lose customers. And at the end of the day, we all want to make money. You want to make money, so you have to put in the work to make sure that you give credible products to your customers, because that is how you
talk about credibility. A lot of brands, big brands, iPhone, Samsung, their credibility, their brand profile can suffer because their products are prone to faking. And many of your fans, the youth, have issues with affordability.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, Azawi is a big star, for her she can afford, but I also want to be in class, I want to hold this iPhone. But it's fake. Is affordability, is poverty, is cost a reason for us to be consuming these fakes?
Yeah, at some extent it is one of the reasons, because a fake product cannot cost the same cost of production as the real one. So if, for example, I'm a manufacturer of a fake product, because my cost of production is less, I'm going to charge less, and that means a person who couldn't afford the real one could be able to afford my product. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I get your point. But Azawi, are you encouraging the youth to go and buy
the
fake products?
It is not what I'm encouraging, but I'm trying to tell you a fact why it happens.
The reality as it is.
Yeah, the reality as it is. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to need a phone, and I'm going to buy what I can afford. But this actually goes back. This actually goes back to the law enforcers, to make sure that manufacturers supply authentic products. One, because when you're using like I've seen instances where they tell me like a phone was on charger and then it busted like a bomb, like
it blew up.
It blew up. Yeah, people would get injured, and the authority is responsible for our safety. And they have the means, the channels to weigh and to sieve out such products. It is also on their end to do their job, but at the same time, of course, the manufacturer is supposed to inform or tell the public where to get an authentic product. But for the thing of cost, I don't know how. For the thing of affordability, I don't know how we're going to do that, because I'm not a person
because there's a saying that cheap things are expensive. You might think that you're buying it cheap, but you buy 3-4 units of that product in the whole year, so it becomes actually more expensive than the genuine, which can last for a full year or 2 years.
And it's quite funny. Some people would rather prefer to work like that. At some point, I used to, when I wasn't like a star like I am, I used to love wearing like open shoes, sandals. And by that time, China had flooded, like a lot of Chinese manufacturers had flooded a lot of like flat shoes on the market. and I would find myself wearing like 5 pairs in just 2 months.
You buy them on the cheap and replace them again.
You replace
so
them
fast.
yeah, again. So I don't know, you at the end of the day, you as a person also, you have to have your own principles, I would say. Like, I am who I am, and I choose to only use original, and I would like put in the work to get the money that can help me afford the kind of product that I want.
For the information of the viewers, what Azawi is talking about, the fake phones, it's not just the charger blowing up or whatever, but there are a lot of health and security issues. If you have a fake phone, it can easily be hacked and you could lose money. The radio frequency and all those things can cause disease. So it's a big issue. But the way we started, we didn't even go to the music that you...
No. Today we're talking about
yes,
different
we
things.
shall be going into that in the next segment. But I was just looking a bit at your background. Why would a graduate of Bachelor of Commerce leave such a lucrative profession, you know, Bachelor of Commerce, business, money, you could be a bank manager, you could be, and then you go into dancing and music. Why would you do that? Are you being real? Are you being genuine?
One, like, at some point I feel like I was just handpicked by the industry itself, because I never used to press like to be a star. Like, my energy wasn't too much on it. But it happened that I got to work with the right people in the right time, and it got me where I am today. When I say handpicked, it is like your mind is on just something else, and then someone calls you and is like...
But you were gotten by Swang's Avenue because of your songwriting. Actually, you came here
just to
not to produce, but just to if you like, sell your song. And they just grabbed you and said, no, perform. So you put in the work by songwriting. You didn't go to your big home to count the books and so on. You put in time to dance, to write songs. So is it something that speaks to the kind of education that we have? Can you say that our education is not preparing us to apply ourselves in the reality of our life that we should have? Why didn't you do MDD, for example? Why did you have to do BCom? And yet you have a talent here, you have a calling, you have a passion. Speak in terms of the quality of our education.
To be honest, because getting into Swangs, I had done like a couple of they're called internships.
With them?
No, not with Swangs, just within the field of the things that I was studying.
Oh.
And
you had worked with them as an intern.
And in my mind, I was like, if only one of these companies could give me a job and I work, I wouldn't need to even go and record stuff in studio. But because I had a lot of time being redundant, not employed, not doing anything, so some of my time I could just...
So you jump into the studio.
It is
the place where you're employed to work, but you
into the studio.
Gravitated towards the studio. Okay.
Because it was the only way I could keep myself busy. The stuff that we were studying, at some point, I had to apply to the places where I was doing the internship, but then it felt like there were two different things that I was doing.
What you studied in school and what you found in the field.
Yeah, like it was more like I was being opened up to new stuff, and my mind was getting confused. So I was like, no, why am I even stressing myself?
So are you saying that there is something lacking in our syllabus, in our education?
A lot.
That maybe we are producing fake products onto the market, which are not even useful.
A lot. Why? Like, you cannot tell me the previous people that graduated in 2019, that time frame has changed to where we are now. But you find that the same question they asked someone in 2019 is the same question they're asking me right now. And within that space, a lot has changed. We're rhyming on the past events. Yet
the world is demanding something.
The world is different.
But Azawi, the youth who are participants in this education, which you're saying has its faults, they also have faults. They are bloody cheating. They are stealing exams. They are forging certificates.
Because
that faking is not caused by the education system. It's inherent in the youth. Is it society that is sick, that we have a subculture of faking?
Because we have been taught that when you pass the exam, it is the ultimatum of education.
You have reached.
When you pass the exam, it doesn't matter if you've understood what you've actually studied, the knowledge you've captured, for as long as you've passed the exams.
And you have a certificate, and then you do a graduation party, and you kill animals.
Because honestly, I can pass an exam when I don't even sit for it. Like, what do you expect from a system that actually functions?
So how do we clean up this faking that you're talking about as we close in the education system? You as an artist, and who is working now?
It should be.
How do we clean?
It should be, I think, real education, real and authentic education, real knowledge should all be about understanding. Understanding
and applying.
And applying. Because you cannot apply what you've not understood.
Yeah.
You first need to understand. I went for the internship, and honestly, I could not apply what I had studied. It was different stuff. I was seeing a ledger that was huge as this couch. That is different. I need to understand, because when I understand, that is how I will get to apply what I've understood. Azawi,
we need to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about what you understand, music. We're back with the second segment of this conversation with Azawi. We are here in a recording studio, ABM recording studio in Muyenga. Azawi, we're now going to go into your element, what you understand. Music. Do we have fake or counterfeit music? Is there something like that?
For us, the term fake in music would be something that doesn't sound good. That is how we see it. Some music that doesn't sound nice.
No, but if I play my music and you don't like the beat, do you have a right to say it's fake?
Yeah, that is.
If it's original.
Yeah, if it's original, that is. But copying, replicating, we call it plagiarism. It can be bad.
Plagiarism, copying without authorization is what can make music fake, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, we never, for the time I've been in music, I never used fake music to mean like your music is copy or not original. It means music doesn't sound good. It is fake. That stuff is not nice.
But if somebody steals your music, for example, piracy.
That would be.
Isn't pirated music fake? Actually, we have a lot of sites which steal the music, your music, and Africans are busy downloading it. Doesn't that download amount to fake music?
I'm gonna give you an example. After doing my maiden concert, someone had come with their phone and they were recording the entire set. So just after the concert, someone uploaded the entire show on YouTube.
Wow.
That was bad. That was
somebody
bad.
In the audience, but they had paid for your show. And you don't stop people from carrying cameras.
Yeah.
And there was no notice, no recording, you need permission. So maybe the guy thought it was okay.
How do I get to survive that or to get out of such a problem? I've been blessed that I work under a very professional music label. So we are registered Swang's Avenue.
Yes.
It is registered. I have been registered as a songwriter. I have been registered as an artist. So anything you upload and it has an attachment, my name on it, it would automatically, like, it would be so easy for me to contact contact the publishers that, you know what, someone has uploaded something like this, please take it down. It is not what?
It's not authorized.
It is not authorized.
It's not paid for.
The problem would be bad if I wasn't a registered artist. Like, when you're in this industry as an artist, you have to have a body, a recognized organization that you're working with, a registered songwriter. Most of our artists are not. Their music is not published by a professional publishing, company. And if you're that kind of artist, you're going to lose out money from people like that, because you have nothing to
no
help
defense
you claim.
mechanism, no legal protection.
Yeah, no legal protection to defend you from such, people, pirates. So it has been like a knowledge that has been growing among artists that, you know what, at this level, I need to be organized. I need to work with a body. I need to have my music distributed. I need to have my music registered. Because now, for me, even if I just have like this talk here, and then you upload it on your social media, they would know that this Azawi is involved in a certain content posted on a certain platform, because they keep on
But
tracking.
many of your fans, I don't know, many African fans of music, they like it on the cheap, they like it free. So they are all running in droves to those sites to get free music. They would like to bypass the legit platforms, Spotify and all these too. What do you think drives somebody who loves your music so much to steal it, to fake? Why would they do something fake against their favorite artists? What do you think is causing this?
Some of them actually do it unknowingly, that they're doing. Some people don't know that they're doing something wrong by downloading my music for free. Some people don't know. They don't know. Like, there has to be a lot of sensitization. People don't know. Some people do something wrong without actually even knowing that they're doing something wrong.
But they hurt you.
Yeah, I know.
They hurt you.
So it has to be like upon us as the industry to keep on pressing for copyright, to keep on pressing for commercialization of our content on social media. And also we have to work with UCC, like bodies that monitor and regulate.
But you guys, you have failed to even put together your collecting society, the organization that should protect your economic rights.
I know, but this has to be.
Are you disorganized as an industry?
Yes, I agree.
And so you are allowing the stealing of your music, the piracy, the all manner of. So you need to organize yourselves.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
That is the thing. We need to organize ourselves. It has been so unfortunate that within ourselves we are rigid. Like we are. There's separation. There's no
division.
There's no unity. Yeah. So until when we work on that, then it will be easier for us to press for matters that matter.
How do you enforce your rights? Because I think there's a gap there. One of the issues I have seen as an IP lawyer is that there is even corporate theft of your work. You're talking of your fans, but I know that in, for example, ringtones, there are big issues there. How much do you earn from ringtones, by the way? You have very nice music. You must be making billions. Do you earn from ringtones?
To me, that is the most annoying subject to talk about. Because I've seen a lot of companies here, they come with their plan, proposition. Yeah, so we would want to work with you, caller tunes, but they have no accountable system to show me that this is the revenue that comes out of the caller tunes. So you get this percentage and I get this percent. Like, that system is not transparent, and it is one of the reasons as to why you can never hear my music on any caller tune. And actually, if anybody is watching this interview and they have proof that one of my songs has ever been a caller tune on their phone, then that means that person has been stealing me, and I can actually sue them legally.
Are you telling me, for example, in the telecommunications sector, we have very corporate organizations, large taxpayers, very ethical? You're telling me MTN, Airtel, and all the big telcos cannot work with a budding artist, a
I've
superstar
seen
like
them.
you? They cannot have a system.
I have
Is
seen
that
them
true?
pay big stars 2 million for
Dollars.
dollars, 2 million Ugandan shillings for a caller tune, 1 million Ugandan shilling. Yes, yet this song has been on rotation everywhere
For months and
for
months.
months and months.
2 million, no. That is what?
And
$500.
it's quite so sad that artists are praising. You see someone holding in a photo posing
For the 2 million.
for the 2 million, for the 7 million. When you're
For a
big,
song which has 1 million downloads.
then
And
you
each download, how much is each caller tune you download? Do you have an idea how much they charge?
I last heard when it was 800, 700.
Sharings.
Yeah, when you're subscribing for the first time, and then there's a monthly expense.
So why then is it not possible to have an accountable, what you call an accountable system, where the artist and the platform that is using the music is it because we deficient in technology? I'm sure in other developed markets you'll be able to know.
Yeah,
You see, like on YouTube, you'll be able to know how much you've earned. And
I think they're just playing on our ignorance, because we don't know. Someone can just exploit or take advantage of that. We just
you are not
we're not
aware
aware. We're not
of-
aware. That is why such companies can take advantage of us. It is really a big journey that we're supposed to take. We have to get informed. Like most of our artists, some of them have not even gone to school. Like, how do you expect such a person to be protected?
Azawi, you are a new kid on the block, so some artists could be listening, the veterans who have been there. You came onto the stage basically during COVID, and so they might say probably you're talking out of a lack of understanding.
Yeah, and I know
what's
they
your
know
message
what to
to
do.
the veterans in the music industry who have allowed this cancer that you have found since 2020 to pervade the whole industry and make artists actually paupers at international standard or the big stage? You're actually not making as much as you should be making. What is your unity message to the older artists?
One, you just have to first of all understand that this is your job and you have to take it serious. Be professional enough, seek out knowledge, have like a legal mind behind you to help you translate such information for you, because it's not easy to understand. Sometimes they also tell me stuff and I don't really understand it, but because I have a legal mind to make me comprehend whatever they're telling me, it makes my job easy. So artists need to take their jobs serious. Some of our artists are like, this is just for vibes. We're in this thing for vibes. I have a big song, that's it. I come and chilling in the bar, all the girls are screaming. No, you have to get your mind out of that zone and understand that this is your job. You want to make money, you want to have that presence, that image that you need. You have to first of all take your job serious.
But don't you think that the reason we have that state of affairs where we don't take some people, maybe society doesn't take artists seriously, maybe the perception, maybe you want to tell us, did your parents support you in your music career? Did they think this kid is spoiled? Don't you think that attitude also goes into the
background? Yeah, of course, the picture we've painted in people's eyes, like we're just thugs, we're just wasting time. But music is a serious business, guys. People are making money out of this business. A lot of taxes are being generated out of this business. Like, actually, when you do a show and you exceed midnight, you are eligible to pay 5 million Ugandan shillings. And actually, if you go into an hour, they can even tax you for like 20 million.
The hotel or the hall or the venue has to pay.
No, you the organizer of the event. Like, we pay a lot of money. Like, our industry is serious. So people that used to think that this is just like a wastage of time have to get their mind out of that zone. for me, I've been lucky enough that my parents have been very, very supportive.
Your parents were supportive?
Yeah,
yes.
my mother was really supportive. Like, she's the main reason actually as to why I'm in this entire thing.
Your mother is unique.
Yeah.
Many parents of
Yeah.
many of the big artists
Yeah.
were like, I've lost my kid. They've gone to music.
So
you're saying this perception should change. You're saying
change.
this is something serious.
Should change. But also as as artists, we have to be involved in it. Be responsible. Like be on time. Have like an organized team. Like you can find an artist like they don't even have like a biography or on social media, or they are not even on social media. Yet the generation now is
Online.
That is how I got to sell out my event. Online influencers. Twitter, I was very active. I made sure that every influencer on Twitter was in loop.
Don't you think, Azawi, that this is an uphill task as an African artist? Because we're lagging far behind. The music industry worldwide is more than $25 billion in value. You African artists cannot even pull in $100 million a year. You don't even account for maybe 2% of the value, and yet there is such a big market for music.
Yeah.
Africans are consuming European music, American music. We account for.
Can I tell you something that is strange? Now, the Western world is looking at Africa as its market. Now, because they know when you sell out in Africa, you've sold out everywhere. We are one of the biggest consumers of music. And one of the reasons as to why we're not capitalizing out of it as we should is because our leaders or our people that are in charge have failed to understand where the world is going. The world is now rhyming on the internet. Why do you have to charge an expensive thing, an expensive internet?
In some places, internet
even
is
here,
a human right. It's free.
You know, but here in Kampala, you buy, for example, for me, I can buy data for like 50,000 Ugandan shillings, but it cannot even take me for a week. When I went to Tanzania, I paid, the amount was equivalent to 15,000 Ugandan shillings. That data took me for 2 weeks. Internet service providers are exploiting us as well. Their internet is very inefficient, very, very unreliable, and we pay a lot of money for it. And when someone is a music consumer, for example, now people buy music on internet, and you're charging a lot of money, they're gonna forego.
No, I understand, and I think everybody would join hands in saying,
for me, it's one of
internet.
It is one of the biggest.
But the big issue that we are doing the wrong things with the internet. We are stealing your music on the internet. We are doing counterfeit sales on the internet.
Let me actually even put it
so
like
is
this.
that a reason enough to say, because of the abuse and the illicit activities we are doing, is that reason enough to maintain the high charges, or even in some cases to ban it?
Let me tell you.
The internet is also promoting fakes.
Yeah, I know. But let me actually even take it a little back. When the internet is cheap, someone is going to afford to buy my music.
And also going to afford to steal it.
He's also going to, he's going to also afford to steal it cheaply. But then, because now they know, there's a way you feel pride when you've done the right thing. I don't know, like it's a mental thing. For me, I feel happy when I've bought an album. I don't know if someone else feels the same way. Like, I feel like, I've done something nice for my artist. But because now you have no choice, because sometimes some people are used to just streaming. You can just put on Spotify and you stream your music and it plays. But because the internet is very expensive, one person is just going to steal the music, download it, and play it on their own time without actually even needing the internet. So I don't know if you understand how I'm bringing it. That if the internet is cheap, someone could be able to stream music online anytime they want. But because it is very expensive, he would rather go for the option of just downloading it from any accessible website and enjoy it on later on.
Maybe we should have free access or more access to the internet,
more access,
but better regulation.
Better regulation.
Self-regulation first, and
actually, my team, Swans Avenue, we have like a tech team, IT team. When they realize that a lot of sites are pirating our music, they actually have a team that can just block. They build software like can just block your music from not being accessed. That is why actually at some point you cannot use some of my music on social media, for example like Instagram, because it's not yet.
There's a filter.
Yeah, there's a filter. Yeah. So even tech, I think this thing has to do with tech, like internet, technology, to even more so for our industry.
Azawi, we need to take a break. We're now going to your album, your music. In just 2 years, you have had, I don't know, 10 hits, 20 hits.
No, really.
We need to take a break. We're back with the third and last segment of this interesting conversation here with Azawi. But you didn't stop complaining about the internet, even when we in the break. You're saying something there. At one point,
I was so angry. I almost tweeted that company on my social media, and it was actually going to backfire. But I was like, you know what? I have a huge following. Let me just talk to these guys professionally. But up to now, I'm still getting fake internet, and because I have no choice, like they are the only.
What do you call fake internet?
Fake internet is internet that is not reliable. You have 20 GBs, but you can't even stream something without it clipping or going on and off.
So you mean 20 GB? First of all, reliability, sustaining through the time.
The speed.
What about quantity? Does it go the distance?
The thing is, I don't know how they do it. They can give you like big quantity, but then they cut the speed.
They slow you down and
they slow you down.
Out.
Yeah. So it is all poor quality internet, fake internet. If you're charging me 50,000 Ugandan shillings and you're telling me my data that is worth 50,000 shillings is 20 GB, give me the speed. Give me, why do you have to cut? At some point, actually, in the night, the internet is faster, and then during the day, it is.
When people are sleeping, it is faster. So when your audience is asleep, they cannot access the internet. I
think they just need to, because they always give a reason that maybe because there are so many people that are using the internet right now, it is the reason as to why it is so low. Honestly, how many citizens are in America? They are all using internet, but you can never find that internet slow. It is always reliable, fast.
Is it because we don't have 5G? Those guys went to 5G already.
They bring it. Then bring it. Like, why do I have to pay for a fake product? Like, it is the problem. Why do you have to make me pay
Azawi,
for a fake
are you
product?
therefore saying faking, this counterfeiting, is not just a thing for the small one engine? You're saying even the big players
they get
culprits.
I think they're the ringleaders of this entire situation, because no one can come up with that entire scheme without having big names into it.
And your message to them, as a voice that can be heard, you're not an ordinary Ugandan or African.
It is
surely they can listen to you. Pitch to them.
They can listen to me, but at the end of the day, if I have no other force that is actually pressing for this cause, nothing is going to be done. Because they will be like, she's just an artist, she'll keep quiet. But then UCC has seen these guys operate for years and years. They've seen us complaining for internet, like for years, and nothing. Internet is just getting more expensive, more poor, ineffective. Like, I just don't understand this. I understand, and it's affecting our work.
It's affecting your work.
It is affecting my work.
Your revenue.
My revenue.
And the government revenue also. And yet Azawi here, as angry as she may be, she's a brand ambassador. She's working with these very big entities. Music is actually an important marketing tool.
Very.
because
Huge.
it helps brands to have an emotional connection with their target audience. Do you see your music, as an enabler of society to stop buying,
Fake.
selling fakes? Do you think music can play a role?
I've been blessed to work with one of the biggest beers in the world. And
The biggest beers.
yes,
Beer,
biggest beers in the world. And of course I've had instances where, because it's the only beer I take, where you take a beer and it tastes funny, stale. But remember, if I post a picture of myself taking that beer, someone else is going to see it, and they're going to be influenced to also take, that is the beer Azawi takes. Let me also try it. And when they get to test that beer and it is tasting with that stale taste, then they'll get a different perception. They will start feeling like Azawi is just, there to represent the brand.
She's just making money.
Making money. But this beer,
she doesn't care about her.
Yeah.
So, but doesn't that, in the process, damage?
Everybody is damaged.
So, since you're a brand ambassador for one of the pristine beers, what are you doing, or do you have a role as brand ambassador to help fight fake versions of that brand? Or are you just enjoying the money and being on the posters? Should brand ambassadors play a role in fighting counterfeits of those products?
Exactly. It is the reason as to why we get these endorsements. Because someone who sees me taking a certain beer would take it because they know Azawi never does good stuff. So that means she consumes like authentic stuff. However, at the end of the day, my hand is not long enough to stop that kind of situation, me individually. But all I can advocate for is a good beer. And how do you ensure that you have a good beer? At the end of the day, for me, it goes back to having like a specific outlet where your original products,
and let the consumers know,
how
to distinguish the fake and the genuine, and where to buy.
So for me, my job is just to represent the brand, but I can never go into that deeper process where everything is safe to make sure that they give.
But when you represent the brand, you also unintentionally represent the fake version of it.
So that is why the first experience I had with the fake beer, I made a call
to the brand.
Yeah, I was like,
to say, hey, look here.
Yeah. Like, hey, Christine, I tested this. It is actually now 3 times I'm testing a beer that is stale. I don't know. It doesn't even make a foam or anything like that. What is happening? That is.
So was action taken?
I believe so. Let me believe so, because for me, when I know like a direct person who can actually who can affect the process to change, I would talk to you. In instances that.
But Azawi, some people who know you and with the fame that you have, they may not think you're being sincere if you say you don't have a long hand to be able to influence these things. I mean, you're just the third Uganda.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
You're just the third Uganda to appear at the Times Square in Los Angeles and New York. So you're big. You're big in New York. So how can somebody who is big,
what I'm trying to say,
in New York and Los Angeles, say that you cannot be able to talk to some
I do my
brand
job, but at the end of the day, counsel, I cannot go into the production house and watch everything as they pack it, they put it on the truck.
No, you can be a voice if you broadcast something now, unless you're saying
that is what I can do. That is what I'm doing.
But they tell us appearing on the billboard. I don't know what this means. In New York Square, many people may not know where that is. What does it mean? Does it have any significance for Africa, for music, for anything? Is it significant, or is just some lights lighting up some young African? And
okay, I just don't
what's
want
the
people.
Significance of that?
I just don't want people to think that an African being on the New York Times is like the best thing in the world. Like, that is a foreign man's land. And if I'm on that billboard, it's a huge thing, but Africans shouldn't feel like, yeah. Like, for me, it gives me a feeling like we are getting approval for or acceptance from them. Yet we don't.
Validation.
Yeah, like validation. Like, yes, we don't need it. But if I appeared on it, it's a good thing. That is why America celebrates their Independence Day. Of course, it's a big marketing billboard. It's a big marketing platform. I was happy.
But we are saying, Azawi, now, for us who are in the business of fighting counterfeits, we are saying that we have a girl who was on the billboard wherever it mattered. Why don't you join the fight against counterfeits with all these billboards wherever you are appearing? Honestly, is it a worthy cause, you think?
I don't know. If you want to actually even co-host me with other people, I'll be happy. Like, these are the kind of interviews I really want to do. I'm tired of, sitting on an interview and they ask you are dating, blah, blah, blah. I want to speak about things that
I will not ask about that, but yes.
Yeah, I want to speak about things that matter. And I'm a big brand. I'm a huge brand. And the least I can do as a person is to talk about it. Inform the people who are responsible to take action, press for it, always follow up. That is the job I can do. But at the end of the day, this is like upon everyone. Everyone has to be. It doesn't have to be just about Azawi. Everyone has to be involved.
So you are in. You are in. You've joined the fight.
I'm in. All in.
Oh, you're all in. We need to celebrate that. We shall also do a small billboard somewhere. Where do you like the billboard? Not New York. We shall do it here.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not like diminishing this achievement. It was a huge thing, but I feel like Africans are seeing it as a validation.
It's not an end in itself. Okay, let's go to your music. Actually, I must confess that I have been your ignorant fan, because as I'm driving in the car, I'm listening to some beats and who's that? And as I was preparing for this, I did realize that a lot of the hits I like are actually played by you. You sing about love. Of course, love also has issues. There's fakeness in there.
Yeah,
You want to say a word there or not? I know you hate that subject, but love. The youth are smitten. They are intoxicated with love, and you think that we have true versions of love now? Or?
Love.
It is a hard paper.
It's really a hard paper.
let's leave it at that. But now let me leave love alone.
Yeah.
One of your, okay, I've just previewed some of your music, and as somebody who believes in making it through discipline, through determination, through devotion, and through hard work, some of your music has caught my attention. It's basically promoting that. Could you walk us through some of your music that promotes hard work? I have had a line in one of your tracks called Maje, and you're talking about come and see where I have come from.
Yeah.
And which I think is a very good base to start fighting fakeness from, because you cannot fight fakes if you don't have a reality check on where you have come from.
Yeah.
Talk us through Maje. What inspired it? What's your message?
I've been a hustler like all my life. I've been actually since primary 5. I've been a hustler. Like I've been doing things that just cater for my tuition or my school fees without even my parents.
You paid your school fees.
Yeah. So I've been like a hustler since when I was a kid, and when I got to a position where my voice was huge enough, like I could amplify a lot of stuff, I felt like it was perfect to just sing about it. I know hustle can be hard. It can be hard.
But people like it easy, especially the youth.
That is
Get
the
rich
fakeness. That is the fakeness,
And especially they see you 2 years in the industry and you're already topping the charts. This get rich quick thing and the hustle, the two don't mix. They're like oil and water. So somebody is saying, what is Azawi talking about? When I can be an Illuminati, I can be all these things.
I don't know, but I wish people could understand that getting money like that is not sustainable.
It is not sustainable.
It is not. because you got it like out of the blue, and you're just gonna lose it out of blue. You don't know how to manage it. So for me, everything that I've done, I've put in the work. There's certain songs I recorded in the night, like day in, day out. Like I've put in the work. I've been working, and it has paid off, and I can sustain it because I know where I've learned, like the lessons I've learned, these mistakes that I've learned from are now helping me to sustain what I have now. Because there's certain...
For you put in the work.
I've put in the work.
But don't you think it's a contradiction that a lot of your fan base actually doesn't put in the work? Half the people, the young people who come to watch your shows, don't work for the money that they pay you at the entrance. They'll beg it. We have a big begging culture. How do you reconcile an artist who is pushing you to go and work, but will allow you to come to their show from a begging spree? Big one. It's a big one. The begging culture that we have.
Yeah,
is like actually the fakeness that, you know, because in Europe it's not easy to, from the family unit, the husband and wife, they have specific, you pay for this, I pay for this. Here people expect free things. I would say the ladies, but they just expect free things, you know.
I think it's also the society, how we've been raised. You know, like now women have a mentality that I have to feed from the man. Like we've been raised like that. Like a man is supposed to provide.
It's even in the Bible. That's what they quote.
Fine, but now you see where it's taking us.
But then also in the Bible, in Psalms, the virtuous woman, she wakes up, works,
you're supposed to work. So I think it has to come from the families that we have been raised, that you have to work for everything that you want. Stop thinking that you're going to depend on your rich brother or your rich husband. Like for me, it gives me a lot of pride when I wake up one morning and I buy myself like a nice car. Like I would be so proud of myself. Like that money, the Harrier that you saw there, is my own sweat.
Through your own sweat.
Yeah,
it's
like
not a gift. It's not. So these stories you see that somebody fell out with a man and the man took the car and so on. That is just the epitome of our fakeness. Really.
I don't know. Okay, if you want something that is sustainable,
do it yourself.
Do it yourself. Because if you're depending on anybody, they're not going to. You have no guarantee that they're going to be there for you like forever. At some point, they're going to cut you off. So what are you going to do?
So was that your message in another hit you did, My Year, where you're saying this
for
is
My
your
Year? I was more like I was manifesting.
Your desires.
I was proclaiming.
Your aspirations.
Because at the end of the day, everything starts with the mind. Even this entire interview was just a thought.
But can you achieve what you manifest? If you are busy munching on counterfeits and you're doing fake things, can we manifest and achieve our manifestations?
You know,
through being genuine and legit. Is that what you're saying? Because there are a lot of guys listening to you and they're going to manifest through counterfeits.
The thing is, what you sow, you reap what you sow. You're sowing fakeness, you're going to get fakeness. You're sowing realness, you're going to get realness. It is as simple as that. Like, that is why they say.
So we should be genuine. Be genuine. In our manifestations.
Yeah, like because when you're genuine,
shortcuts.
When you're genuine, I think you're gonna attract genuine situations, good value. You're gonna attract genuine people. Like everything you're gonna attract is gonna be genuine because you're genuine. You're real.
But Azawi, you're talking about genuine and real, and this is Africa. A lot of Africans have a problem with their identity. I think we have some identity demons here. We have a problem with our skin color, and a lot of your gender have those issues. They have to swallow pills and look, I don't know, like what. Don't you think this is also a distortion, a form of counterfeit culture on the continent? Why should people shed their skin? The snakes shed their skin, the lizards and so on. Why are we reducing ourselves to that?
That is why I am advocating for Africanism. Like anything that is not that is not my thing.
That's why you've not bleached, for
I've
example.
not bleached, I've stayed real.
But if your man or
yeah.
the men, your suitors, stress you to become lighter, that's not a reason.
Then that is not your kind of person. That is a red flag. Get away from that person, because they cannot love you for who you are. That is a red flag.
You and
yeah, you find me, I'm a black melanin African woman, and you're telling me that you want to have me bleached. That is a red flag. Get out of my house. Leave my phone. Leave my messages. Don't talk to me. You're out. I cross you. I cancel you out. That is.
You're too mean. You might lose some fans tonight.
I'm just being real, and I think this is the energy that people have been able to gravitate to. I'm real. I don't stress myself. I just.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, God created you like that, and I wish Africans knew how these guys feel so jealous of us, because they see us as like the greatest creatures in the world, and it's absurd that we don't see it that way.
Because we have something. Maybe counterfeits are not blinding us.
Let me tell you, they have done everything. They are exhausted, they are exploited. Now their eyes on us. That is why, actually, if those like real American families that are staunch are getting it right now, that is why they are marrying black Africans. They want that blood, because they find
Original
it so cool. Yeah, they find it so cool. Like it is a species out of this world. It is special, and Africans don't see it.
Wow. But you are inspired by white music.
No.
Black music.
I like. Okay. At some point.
You're not racist, of course.
I'm not.
So what inspired you? Actually, that's what the question.
At some point, actually.
What inspired you in music? Black artist or mixed color, whoever, it doesn't matter. Music is music.
I have grown listening to African music from Congo, Kadongo Kam. It is just that you have to be wise. This generation is different. You have to actually get a piece of what they like and mix it to your own cocktail to give them something that is different. But it has their feeling. It has a grown man's feeling. Like, that is why my music, and it is appealing to almost everyone. Azawi,
I'm being told time is up, but I cannot end it before. We also have fake musicians. They will go on the stage, the equipment and everything will make them sound good. Does Azawi know how to sing live here? Just one stanza.
I want to be your mommy, oh. I want to be your queen, Mino. I want to be your mommy, oh. I want to be your queen, Mino. Matwale gange gwaga fuga peipe.
Legit. I think that is legit. We need to stop here. That's exactly how it sounds when I'm listening in my car radio. Sure. We have just had an interesting conversation here with Azawi. We're so grateful that you accepted the invitation at short notice. I'm gonna do more research about this thing. Like, it has opened my mind a lot. Very insightful interview. Like, I feel like this fake everywhere.
Yeah. So I really love to be part of this in any way that you guys.
We are looking forward, Azawi, to be working with you, and I think we can go a long way. This is the end of this League of the Genuine Conversations. We have been in the music industry, and I hope you have seen your favorite artist here speaking matters. Counterfeit, I hope you have learned a thing or two. If you're new here, this is the only show on the planet where we discuss the important but often ignored subject of counterfeits. For those who have been following us and always with us every Friday, we appreciate your support. You can subscribe if you've not subscribed. You can share, you can like, and remember to put the notification button not to miss out on any of the programs. We pledge, and we shall continue to give you more and more programming on this big subject. We would like to sign off by asking you not to be fake, to always buy and sell genuine.